Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Gabriel Cramp, and welcome back to Gabriel's Weather and Planes. Now, today we're going to be dealing with the plane side of things. We're going to be dealing with a review of this Delta Airlines Airbus A321 model aircraft in the thank you livery from Gemini Jets. Before we get into this model, though, and the box, of course, I would like to give a little background information on the thank you livery. On February 14th, still 2020, Delta Airlines unveiled the thank you livery in celebration of record-breaking profit-sharing payouts to its employees. The plane includes the names of all 90,000 Delta employees at the end of 2019. Just less than 1 month later, the aviation industry was thrown into turmoil with the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. And so this really symbolizes the golden age of travel right before the coronavirus pandemic hit. And this is just to give it dedicated to employees and customers to give a big thank you for Delta for making such a huge profit and was able to share that profit with their employees. So before we get into this model, I just want to give you a brief overview of the box. You've got the standard Gemini Jets box with the clip art of the aircraft, Airbus A321 1-400 die-cast model aircraft. The Delta logo. You've got the model number, another clip art of the aircraft. On the back, we have 2021 release, as real as it gets. Over here, we've got, what have we got? We've got 1-400 scale diecast model item number GJDAL1927. And that's about it for the box. Now, I have gone ahead and taken the model outside of the box. So now we're going to go ahead and give it a pretty deep tour of the model. So I get something to point with here. So we're going to start from the back of the aircraft first. You've got the APU. You've got the tail fin, which I think looks really good. I think the Delta livery, I think they captured that really nicely. The Delta logo slightly sideways on the tail fin. I like the red, the blue, the different shades of red. I think it goes really well. You've got, obviously, the vertical stabilizer. I think there's a hair, so we just move that out of the way. There you go. They've got the vertical stabilizers, horizontal stabilizers. Moving down the aircraft towards the front, we've got, obviously, the registration, the rear L4 doors, R4 doors. You've got the thank you on the big thank you titles on the aircraft, the Delta logo, the wings, the engines. And then the little list here that says dedicated to the world's best employees and customers. You've got the cockpit windows. On top of the aircraft, of course, you've got the Wi-Fi box and the 3 antennas. I want to go into a little bit more detail about the wing and engine here. Now, I think that the wing, they did a really good job providing details with the flap markings and the spoilers markings. I think they did a really good job with that. I also think the winglets are just the right proportion. I have noticed, though, some A321s, the winglets seem a little bit too upright, and I think there's the same thing with this model, although it could just be an optical illusion. But it just looks like the winglets are just a little bit too high and pointed, and they should be a little bit tilted further back. Although, again, that's just a tiny little difference, and most people wouldn't even know the difference. I do. I just happen to know because I know that the winglets on the A321 aren't quite that tight. Moving on to the engine here. Now, one thing I would like to point out about the engine is that the A321 mold of Gemini Jets makes the engines look a little bit too large and a little bit too low to the ground. And this has actually been an ongoing problem that Gemini Jets has had with their A320 family molds, is that their engines are just far, far too big. I mean, if you just look at that clearance between the engine and the ground, there's almost none. And also, it just seems like the engines are placed a little bit too close together and tilted slightly inwards. I don't know if you can see that on the below of the aircraft. And underneath on the belly of the aircraft, we've got the Delta, we've got the landing gear, which look pretty solid. You've got the nice markings. You don't have the registration this time. I've got the cargo door, I've got the forward landing gear, and you got the Delta logo and the Delta titles, which they look a little bit small to me. I don't know whether that's an illusion, but to me, that just looks a little bit small. Let me just back out the aircraft and give you my final thoughts. So, overall, I think with detail, Gemini Jets did an absolutely fantastic job with detail. I think the mold is pretty decent. I think that, yeah, there are a couple little things here and there that most aviation people would notice. But overall, I think it's a fairly good model and that you should get one if you get the chance to. They are quite expensive and getting harder to find now, so I was able to pick this one up for a decent price, I think about 35 Great British pounds, or about 42 US dollars. But the price of the model isn't really the importance. The importance is the quality and what you get for the price. And I think Gemini Jets did an absolutely smashing job with this aircraft. It's going to be a fantastic addition to my Boston Logan model airport update, which will be coming out tomorrow. Anyways, I thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.